In this lesson, we're going to go further in depth into utilizing dim and range. We already know that we use dim to declare our variables data types at the beginning, and we know that we use range in order to tell VBA what range within our worksheets we are looking at. However, there do exist multiple ways of utilizing them, and those are what we're going to look at within this lesson. Let's take a look at creating a new worksheet using dim. We want to learn how to do this because it's how we can differentiate when we set something and when we define a new variable. In this example, we are creating a new worksheet. Notice that we are using the word dim as new. When we put as new after our dim, we are telling VBA that we're looking to create a new object within the VBA environment. Once this code is read, VBA understands that it needs to create a new object instead of simply finding an existing one. Hence, set is used when our object that we wish to use already exists within the Excel environment. Taking a look at the rest of the examples we have created, we find multiple methods of defining variables for different types of data. The first example, we are simply defining multiple variables with the variant data type. The reason there is no as is because VBA utilizes variant as the default data type if none is provided. This is not the most efficient data type. It is the catch-all that VBA provides in the case that you have forgotten to define it previously. As we have discussed previously, we want to use the most efficient data types in order to optimize the processing speed of our code. The second is the one we are most familiar with. Dim the variable and then define the data type for said variable. The third method we use is for multiple variables, especially those that are of the same data type. As you can see, you can create an aggregate dim for variables that share data types and include other data types with a comma in order to repeat using dim. Our next example sees the defining of an array. Remember that VBA starts from 0, so this array has 51 indexes within it. Taking this one step further, we create a two-dimensional array called matrix. How do we know it is an array? Simply because we find ourselves defining it with the two numbers within the brackets, an array created 3 by 4 with integer data types in each index. Let's go one step further, a three-dimensional array. You may never find yourself using these, but being able to understand how we create one is still helpful. Think of each grouping 1 to 5, 4 to 9, and 3 to 5 as separate, individual, two-dimensional arrays. However, all three of these two-dimensional arrays are tied together into three-dimensional array called my matrix. If you're looking to create an array full of data types, simply create the array with the data type as date. Our last example is similar to our first, without defining the data type, nor the length of the array. We create a flexible array with the default data type as variant. You may place any types of values within this variant array. We're now going to be speaking to the concept of range. There are many different types of uses for range through row and column references, cell references, alphanumeric references, etc. However, for the sake of simplicity, we will learn with the alphanumeric method. It is simple, easy to understand, and therefore good for building the foundations of your knowledge of range. Remember the hierarchy of Excel objects that we discussed in previous lessons? This is where it comes back into play. Looking at this diagram here, we can then structure out statements like so. Generally speaking, we can leave out application most of the time, unless you're using Word, PowerPoint, or another Office program that is not Excel. VBA generally understands that you're looking at Excel. So we start with the workbook, worksheet, and then the range. Now we fill in the blanks. That is what workbook we're looking at. What worksheet are we looking at? What range? These go beside each object in the names of the specific objects. Similarly, if we are looking at the named range, that is one you'll have created within your worksheet, and you can refer to it as so. Using square brackets within the named range, the rest of the nomenclature for the workbook and worksheet stay the same. Lastly, we look at offset. Here we must use the row and cell syntax for specifying our offset. Note that we use the dot offset to range, as we are applying a method to range, and then tell Excel how far over we want to look for that offset. Hey guys, thanks for watching this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe from you. And if you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel, check out these videos above. And don't forget to check out our website, commercecurve.com, where we have lots of in-depth finance and accounting courses available with full training workbooks. All of our courses come with complete workbooks of lessons, examples, pre-built financial models, and training video. Hope to see you there.